And we're back. Don't mind me, I'm just having a quick bite to eat, and I'll be with you in like 3 minutes. All right. We'll wait for a couple more people to rock up. What time is it in the US? It's 9:57 p.m. See how many insomniacs we can get on the stream tonight. James Bowden, TA on FitFi? What is FitFi? Never heard of FitFi. Let me have a look. Step app, FitFi. Okay. It's a KuCoin coin. Let me add it to my watch list here. We'll do the KuCoin chart. So FitFi looks like it's fairly new. 6th of May 2022 that it came out. It's still in support discovery. So if you feel comfortable accumulating it here and you believe it's got a future, sure thing. It looks like it's a baby. It's a brand new crypto. That initial bounce, 124%. Or 125, roughly. It's pretty good. 135. Sorry, I'm still eating. I'm almost there. And then I'll get stuck into it. We'll dive right in. Yeah, Pratik, yes, I do. But at the moment, I'm not in it right now. Just when I'm doing TA and like talking, it's better if I'm not in there, just so I don't get distracted and you know. Yeah, it's been a while. Yesterday, I'll show you what I did yesterday. 1 second. I arranged my videos on my channel. Let me just go back through them. If I go to, like, let me just see my content. Might have to go into YouTube Studio to view it. Content, live. Here we go. So you can see that some of the videos have been kind of slow on the views lately. That's all right. No problems. I'll view all of them on the one page. So I know I deleted a lot of the older streams, but the oldest stream I have up here is September the 29th last year. And then, yeah, I was pretty consistent through October, and then like, I think I had a few streams in November, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I didn't do anything until April, late April this year. And then I did one in May, and then June, this month has been pretty good. I've been doing quite a few streams, and I'm live right now, so here we are. That's where we're at. Better late than never. So, yeah, no, it's heartwarming to hear that, or to know that people people have missed me being around and streaming. So thank you for your support and your encouragement. It means a lot. Someone's saying the link in the description for Discord doesn't work. I'll fix that. Let me. I'll grab you a brand new link straight from the press. Copy. This one will work. I'll pin that to the top in case anyone wants to join in. Now, all right. This is this step app that was requested for a bit of TA. So it's kind of in support discovery at the moment. It's trying to figure out where the floor is. I mean, it's pretty damn close to, sub, a fraction of a cent basically. I mean, it's 8 cents, so you can think of it's sort of like Doge in a way, the sort of price range that it's dealing with. But the moves on it, it's moving a lot. Like that drop there, 10% drop. That's pretty big, significant drop. Yeah, this thing's it'd be risky, kind of volatile. It's okay if you're accumulating it, I would say, but you just want to be sure, like, do a bit of research on the Step app, see if it's got a trustworthy team behind it, and what are they doing? What do they do? Like, does it have a future in the crypto market? And then go from there. Make your decision of whether you want to invest or not. But yeah, just be careful with anything that's brand new on the scene, because it can do anything. Like it could just plateau and do nothing, and you're just wasting your time with it. But yeah, this is the first I've heard of this app, or this crypto. So do your research is my best advice there. But yeah, as far as a technical setup goes, it looks like, support was found here. There was a pretty wild bounce at 8 cents in the past, and it attempted to maintain that support, like right there, but inevitably it lost that support and got that dip. And I betcha it's probably quite likely. Okay, no, wait, that was the 12th of June, that dip. But yeah, like it seems to be back on track with using 8 cents as the support for now. So if it can hold 8, awesome. Yeah, it just depends if whether you're trying to trade it or whether you're investing in it, as to what kind of actions you take with it. Let's have a look at Ethereum. That's what we were touching on just before I ended the stream about 3 hours ago. Three and a half hours ago. So we're still below the previous all-time high, the previous cycle's all-time high, which was here, $14,040. And let's try and figure out why it bounced where it did. We could do something similar to what we did with Bitcoin yesterday, me and Adam, and use a Fibonacci retracement and see if there's any rhyme or reason why it bounced where it did. Well, from a Fibonacci perspective, it's trying to hold on to the 786 fib. See, Bitcoin got a clean bounce off that fib. But yeah, Ethereum punched right down on through it. And it seems to have connected with this previous high here. That previous resistance is the existing support here. I would say. Yeah, it looks like the old cycle, the previous cycle all-time high didn't hold up much at all. Yeah, it just punched straight through it. Look at that. There's just no time was spent there. We might have to go down to like the smaller time frames to see any kind of reaction off that line. Yeah, that's all we got. I'm down on the hourly chart. We spent a few hours there, but then yeah, wasn't enough to keep it up. So Ethereum on a nice discount, you could say. All of crypto's on a nice discount. If you believe we're heading back up to previous all-time highs, then this is all good prices. Turn log off. There we go. Just automatic view. So going back to Bitcoin, to give a bit of perspective, I think it was Warren Buffett that said it, but he said, if you like the stock at this price, you're gonna love it down here, something like that. So if you were happy enough to buy it when it was 40k, for example, then you're gonna love it when it's down at 20, half price. So this is the time to accumulate. Sadly, the majority of people won't be buying at these levels. There's just too much fear. People think it's not going anywhere long term. So they miss out, I guess. And we will be the ones taking action in this bear cycle. So from like a short-term perspective, like what's happening today, the here and now, we're still above that 20k support line, and I might have to go down to the hourly to really see what's going on. Yeah, okay, so there's a lot of people happy to pay for it at around $20,000, and that seems to be what's holding it at this level. Any kind of long-term buys like that happened, months and months ago, you would be silly to sell it at 20k. So this potentially is where supply meets demand and the price stalls, like not enough sellers, but plenty of demand, and that's where things might start to plateau and stop bleeding out. Because if you hold Bitcoin, you don't want to sell it for less than $20,000. That's ridiculous. Not when you know that it's been to 70. Yeah, and if you are, you're just inexperienced and you're selling it at a massive loss. But yeah, I guess it just really depends on where you bought it. Like, if you bought it back when Bitcoin was a few $100s and you're selling it here, then yeah, you're in huge profit. But you missed the boat a little bit, because the profits were massive around this time last year. All right, so feel free to throw any alts in the chat if you want me to have a look at whatever altcoins. I know we've had a look at Doge. We've had a little bit of a look at Solana and Ethereum. FitFi, someone wanted a bit of an analysis on that. But after all the bleeding yesterday, it seems today might have a bit of a climb back, like a recovery, but we'll see. So James wants his quant. I'll have a look. UNT quant. All right. Now, are the fundamentally, has quant changed? Has anything sad happened with quant in the past 12 months? Or is this all just because of the bear market? That's the biggest question about quant. From a technical perspective, like, this is really good. If you believe in quant long term, this is awesome because it's never been this cheap on Binance. It's never been below $60. So, you know, if you think it's gonna have a resurgence in the next bull cycle, then yeah, these are great prices to accumulate at, I think. Yeah, bear market. Okay, so yeah, I mean, if the team's still there and they're still working on the crypto, or you know, if they're still, you know, the developers are still around. Check out their social media as well. That's something I'll do. That is, if you want to do research on a crypto, go onto their Twitter and see if they're posting regularly, giving updates to the community. Let me see if quant is a thing. QNT. I'm guessing this is it. Quant. $14 ago, we speaking at Reuters Payment Summit Europe 2022 on a panel entitled "Evaluating the Impact of CBDCs and Crypto on the Cashless Movement." There you go. So they seem to be involved. They're on panels. That's good. But yeah, this should be all part of like the research that you do. Like, you know, check out whether they have a presence on social media and that they're still engaging with the public. And not to mention, check out their website, because sometimes they'll have a roadmap about, if we go to quant.network, I'm okay with that. Accept cookies. Who, what, how, why. I want to know the when. Roadmap. See if they've got a roadmap. Overledger 2.21 introduces support for Polygon. All right. Polygon Matic network. So I'm just getting a little notification that my stream might be getting a bit of lag. So I'm gonna wait for that to clear up. It's giving me a warning that it's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth feedback or smooth streaming. Anyway, let me see. gonna put it on my phone as well, just to see how the stream's going on there. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Great, I think it's back. I think the stream is back to normal. All right. Clive says, what do you think of the SEC chairman statements early in this week? I haven't heard his or the chairman's statements. Let me know. Is there an article that I should check out? I'm not much of a fundamental kind of dude. I'm more about the technical analysis, but I'll definitely check it out if it has an impact on a bit on crypto as a whole. Let me have a look. SEC chairman. Is that the Gary Gensler guy? SEC chairman says Bitcoin is the only commodity. Well, there needs to be greater investor protection of crypto markets. I agree. I mean, a lot of people get ripped off. A lot of people get liquidated. A lot of people that are just, the little guy, basically. So I support that. I mean, as long as he's not moving to ban it altogether, outright, then I'm all about it. Like, if it means it's healthy for crypto as a whole, then good. Why not? If it means they're gonna tighten up on regulating decentralized finance, the DeFi space, maybe changing some of the rules around leverage, like trading on leverage, like making it harder for people to trade on leverage, that kind of thing, then yeah, I think that's what they're mainly about. It's pretty incredible the volume that Binance trades. I think in last year, it was like $7.7 trillion worth of volume was traded in Binance alone. That's amazing. And kind of scary, because it's like it's probably more money than a lot of countries use throughout the year. But anyway, yeah, quant. it's never been cheaper, so good news for accumulation. From a macro perspective, yeah, the momentum wave is truly on the floor, like most of the cryptos at the moment, most of the altcoins. From a daily perspective, you can see that it's just come up with a momentum shift thanks to the last 3 days of pulling back here. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this level here, these levels get tested again and break, especially if Bitcoin decides to duck below 20k again, which is certainly a high probability at this stage, because there's no real strength of any kind of new highs being made. So I guess let's simplify it. Let's really simplify. Where are our macro highs? Let's go to the daily chart. We'll go from here. So here seems to be sort of one. There's kind of one there. Here. Can you notice the trend? Like, what's the common theme here? We are still very much in a downtrend. The lows. See, this got optimistic here because these macro lows were on a climb. So that suggested, oh, we're in a bit of a little uptrend here. You know, even these highs, like it wasn't clean as day or clean as, you know, but yeah, that as soon as we lost that, you know, this day here, this candle where my mouse is here, that broke any kind of hope for this being like, you know, the path back to recovery. So just from a macro perspective, yeah, we've got lows getting lower and highs getting lower. So we're still in a downtrend. That hasn't changed. All we're really in is like another flat ranging stage of a bear market. And it's going to take... What will it take to change that? It will take prices to break above previous highs. So our previous big high was, say, these here. So basically, we need to get above $33,000, I would say, to really change the narrative of what's happening right now. And I don't think that'll be happening anytime soon, but it will at some point, just not anytime soon. So until then, I think it's better to try and focus on cheaper prices. Like, we want it to go down so that we can accumulate more. So the best thing to do is, yeah, just be patient and wait for this downswing and see if we actually break back down through 20,000. See, this is where it sort of gets quite tedious, because we could be bouncing like a ball down a pipe between 20 and 22, or even 22 and say 19 or 18, you know, for some time. So make of that what you will, but I think the thing to do at this point is just relax and accumulate. And as far as the altcoins are concerned, they'll have moments where, you know, maybe Bitcoin sees a bit of strength like this, like we've seen, and they run, you know, sometimes up to 60% up just because of that. I think some have run, yeah, around that. Let's see what did we get with Doge. I know that Doge was helped along by an Elon Musk tweet, but yeah, this ran up 60% from that bounce, that dead cat bounce. Ethereum even had a bit of action. Nowhere near 60, but 43. That's not bad at all. For such a big, you know, a big alt. It's like the biggest altcoin. So I'm just going to check out Matic as well. Wow, Matic. 95% since 18th of June. That wasn't even that long ago. That has had a significant bounce. I think Matic is going to be another one to watch in the next bull cycle for sure. Even on any kind of strong days, I think Matic, as well as Solana, You guys know I'm a big fan of Solana. Let's go back to the daily on this one. I don't think it's anywhere near 90. More like 40. 60. Yeah, similar to Doge, hey? Around the 60s, 60% from the bounce. The good chance is, the good thing is we might get another chance to ride a similar kind of bounce in the very near future. Like if we come down here and test supports again, or even if it goes lower, even better. But, we might be coming down to test that support, and then we might get another relief bounce, which is very tradable. You can trade that and make some pretty decent gains. Forex market can do up to $6 to $10 trillion a day. Yeah, that's amazing. That's wild. Basically, Gary Gensler is pro-crypto, however, find many of the coins to be financially irresponsible. I totally agree with that. He was asked how he viewed it against the other markets, and said it's hard to compare when you're doing a $1 trillion a day in other markets. Yeah, understandable. So it's only a baby, which gives me optimism because not that much money in comparison is in this market, which means there's potentially room for, way more money to get involved in crypto as it becomes safer and more regulated. I'm sure there's a lot of money that's too scared to come in because it's such a wild card. Like people don't trust the space, especially people with billions and billions of dollars at their disposal. Like they don't. Why would they put in something into a market that is so uncertain when they can quite easily just put their money into a market that has the security they need and the backing and the trust, with those copious amounts of money. So yeah, it's understandable that they're not risking big money at this stage in crypto. And so Gary Gensler, I think he's doing a good thing by trying to bring that stability to crypto. I guess the sad thing about bringing stability is that potentially that'll knock out a lot of the volatility, which is, what a lot of traders depend on to make like the gains that they're used to making. But then on the flip side of that, you're not going to make the crazy losses that that people are used to seeing in crypto as well. But and then when you think of it that way, it's like, well, why don't I just trade in the stock market or the in a market that doesn't move as violent? But yeah, we all know that stocks can move violent too. It really depends on what you're involved in. But okay, so we've got a request for Rose. High amount of institutional investors in Rose. Okay. I'll add it to my altcoin list here. So DeFi. Okay. It's at an interesting place, I'll tell you that. Because look, we had support back here for Rose. And we are sitting on that level. It's great how that works. Like, it's in this instance, it's not perfect. If I go logarithmic, I'll get a bit of a cleaner view of it, but somewhere around here. What is that line? It's like 4.5 cents. Seems to be the existing support. And honestly, if you're interested in this Rose coin, I've never heard of it. I haven't looked into it fundamentally, but from a technical perspective, if it's gonna come up anywhere near where it's been, then yeah, there's potential. Just like a lot of the alts, I mean, a lot of them have moved down significantly from their highs. This thing's got a lot of headroom. It's got 1200% above it if it's to go back to its high. And hey, it's only 5 cents, right? So it seems like from 5 cents to 0 is nothing, but it really isn't nothing. It's quite a distance from a percentage perspective. Similar with Doge, like you think that 5 cents is cheap, but Doge has spent a long time at much cheaper prices, fractions of a cent. And that means a lot when you're talking about percentage swings, right? See, this was 10% of 1 cent, 0.00117. That was our COVID dip. To come up, if to its all-time high, that's 61,000%, 62, almost 63,000% from bottom to top. That is a crazy performance. That's one of the high performers of the year for Dogecoin. No worries, Clive. You're welcome. So yeah, Doge, it's still got a lot of room below it too. Like it's come down a long way, yes, but there's still a lot of room from the past. If it was to truly come down to where it was comfortable, through the previous bear market, this thing's got a ways to fall. And if you're an accumulator, that's only a good thing. If it came down to there, I don't know. It just depends who's supporting it. I think Elon Musk has an amount of it. He hasn't sort of disclosed how much, but who knows? Like maybe he's causing the support at 5 cents. Maybe he's the one that's holding it above water. But I think, yeah, a lot of it would be thanks to this this support action right through here. Of course. So yeah, where you see all these white horizontal lines, that's all the previous action from this part of the market in early 2021. Don't you wish you had a time machine to go back? Would have been awesome. So from bottom to top, 63,000%. What does 63,000% look like if you were to invest $1,000? Just spot. $1,000 plus 63,000%. 630K off a $1,000 investment. That's pretty damn amazing. So yeah, I don't I doubt that it's ever going to come back down to here. But if it did, what an opportunity. And then, $5,000, the more you amplify the initial investment, the better the return, of course. Making like 5xing $1,000 as far as investing is concerned is not that big of a stretch, but a stretch from 600 and whatever thousand it was to 3 point almost 3.2 million. it really amplifies the differential, like the difference in growth. So, and that's why we have the whole linear and logarithmic view. It's to put everything into perspective from a percentage standpoint or point of view. All right. What else is interesting? Have I looked at Litecoin? Where was the whole Walmart thing? Remember that? Walmart with Litecoin. So we've got all-time high back in mid last year, roughly. Mid last year's more here, down in the dip. So I think the Walmart thing happened here. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it back here in September? Yeah. Anyway, it was kind of like a black swan pump, and then it was deemed to be false information, so it went straight back down again. Um, wherever it happened, but yeah, that was last year. So this year, um, it's actually holding up pretty well. Litecoin. I just wish this had more history on it. This Binance chart is kind of, it only goes back to, yeah, December 2017. So it's had an interesting cycle. It had an equal low, but what an easy low to identify. Like it's, if it just went to the same here, it's almost back to that same comfortable, cheap price Litecoin. So um, just like Doge and Bitcoin, it's one of the old cryptos. It's one of the originals. It's an OG type coin. So if you look into the history of Doge, Doge is built off a similar kind of language as Litecoin is, similar kind of cryptography. I can't remember the name of it, but let me see if I can find it. It's called script algorithm. There you go. Dogecoin is based on script algorithm. That's SCRYPT. And I think the crypt part is the key there. Like crypto or cryptography. In cryptography, script is a password-based key derivation function created by Colin Percival in March 2009, originally for the Tarsnap online backup service. Yeah, okay. The algorithm was specifically designed to make it costly to perform large-scale custom hardware attacks by requiring large amounts of memory. The script algorithm was published by IETF as RFC, whatever the hell that means. A simplified version of script is used as a proof-of-work scheme by a number of cryptocurrencies, first implemented by an anonymous programmer called Artforce in Tenebrix, and followed by Fairbrix and Litecoin soon after. Script is used in many cryptocurrencies as a proof-of-work algorithm. It was first implemented for Tenebricks and served as the basis for Litecoin and Dogecoin, which also adopted its script algorithm. Mining of cryptocurrencies that use script is often performed on graphics processing units, GPUs, since GPUs tend to have significantly more processing power compared to the CPU. This led to shortages of high-end GPUs due to the rising price of these currencies in the months of November and December of 2013. As of May 2014, specialized ASIC mining hardware is available for script-based cryptocurrencies. There you go. ASIC miners, I've heard of that. So, good old proof of work. That seems to be the old school method, I suppose you could say, for mining. All right, I'm just getting a phone call. I'll be right back. Yo, grade A music. Sorry about that. I was just on a phone call. Caught me off guard. Um, all right, what are we talking about? Bitcoin again. I think we were on Litecoin. I was talking about the dip and how that's been sort of back to that macro low that it's seen twice in the past, which is awesome. That's a huge retracement. The sad thing about Litecoin in this previous bull market is that it came up nowhere near, it produced nowhere near the same kind of returns that other alts did last year. Like this thing only came up 1500%, whereas, Ethereum, I think it did a lot more than 1500. Let me check. Yeah, 5000. Matic probably even outperformed it. Yeah, I'm sure it definitely did. Basically 11,000%. 5,000 off Ethereum, 11,000 off Matic. Litecoin's only 1,200. So yeah, I feel like maybe Litecoin, just the excitement behind Litecoin's just not there, not the same as the others. Um, yeah. Grade A Music says, do you think we will see 100% days in crypto in the next bull run? 100% gains in a single day? Yeah, I don't see why not. Like, I mean, we've seen it before on some of the alts where they have those crazy days where they go up 100%. But if not in a single day, maybe over the span of 2 to 3 days, you'll get something that appreciates in like 100% or more. But yeah, I reckon, yeah, dude, there's going to be some explosive days ahead of us. It just depends on the right condition of the market. The market has to be in the right setup, the right zone. So just like back here, we had this spring, this pullback in spring, like, and then it was snowballed after that, and it just like a rocket ship, it went straight up. So we need some kind of catalyst to spark the next bounce, or the next, get the volatility shook up. Because this thing, damn, it just did not stop. It went for so long. So I can't wait for that to happen again. It happened back here too. It happened here. It kind of happened here and then here as well. These are like the little mini pre-pumps. But damn, did it well and truly happen. Like, and then for us to have this off the back of that first pullback, it was the second pullback, because the first one was through here when we hit 42K for the first time. We pulled back for like a few weeks. And then, yeah, we got this awesome run that took us to the all-time high of, what was that? Just under 65,000. And then we thought, I was calling for a bear market here. I'm like, yeah, this looks like we're getting lower highs. We've got lower lows. Like, this is spelling the start of a bear market. And then all of a sudden, bang, we got another catalyst right here. That B word conference seemed to be at the similar time. But then, yeah, huge explosion off the back of that, sending it up to 69K. So yes, I do think there's going to be some exciting times ahead with explosive gains on or a lot of the alts. It just depends what's around at the time that it happens, because this might not happen until 2024. We could be waiting another 1.5 to 2 years from now. If it happens sooner, then yeah, so be it. But the longer we have until that happens, the better, because it means we've got time to accumulate more. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. things things have been a little bit quieter this stream. I think it's because I started the stream early this morning, and then I wasn't around for the close of the daily candle. But now I'm catching you guys in the US. It's like what's 11 p.m. on the Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, the viewer count is not as high. That's cool, not a problem. Oh, Dan Cush, $10. What's happening, Dan? What's up, Rick? Good morning from the ghettos of New York. Can you do or see the SPX and BTC relation on the 6-month chart? Okay. Yeah, I'll have it. I'll check it out, man. By SPX, I'm guessing you're meaning the S&P 500, like the SPY. But yeah, let me check that out. Thank you so much for that super chat. Appreciate that. So the SPY. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's the SPY. Okay. So you want a bit like a 6-month worth of data, like to compare it with. So counting back 6 months, so basically all of this year, like year to date kind of deal. So January, February, March, April, May, and June. So we've had with the S&P. Let me just get a bounding box around that, because I basically want to highlight the year so far, like the range. It's been a down year so far for the S&P, which is it's okay. It's a good thing, actually. It's good it's healthy for things to retrace and regather. So it's 24% down from the start of the year. Now, if we draw a similar box around Bitcoin on a daily chart, where's New Year's Day? Right here. Just for comparison's sake. Now the height, 47,954. So it's about there. That's what we've got so far. There's a 6-month range. So if I just lock these away, so I don't accidentally bump them, let's compare the retracement. So we've got what was it, almost 25% drawdown from the high. And then Bitcoin drawing down from its start of the year to now, a 62%. A 6-month chart. Okay, so like clicking on the 6M down here, is that what you mean? Or do you mean like the chart where the bars are 6 months per bar? Is that what you mean? I'm not sure I can do a custom range with the free version of TradingView, but I can certainly check the monthly chart. So, I mean, comparing Bitcoin and the S&P, they're such different different markets, you know, like different caps, different fundamentals at play, different like technical setups. So with with the S&P, it's coming off an all-time high from the start of the year, whereas Bitcoin is not coming off an all-time high. It already had its all-time high 3 months prior. Back late October, early November. But yeah, oh yeah. So off your TA, you're seeing further dips on. Are you talking about the S&P, or are you talking about Bitcoin for the further dipping? Because I can certainly see there's more room for decline on the S&P. It's only fallen 25%, and you can see that in the previous even just 3 years, it's hit levels like quite low around around the $250 range. Like this range here seems to be, I mean, this thing's just been growing for for decades. But every time there's some kind of recessional pullback, it recovers like crazy. So I wouldn't be concerned about it. It's just a matter of getting in at the right time. Like if you bought at the top here, and if anything, like if the past performance is anything to go by, then your positions will get picked up again. It's just a matter of being patient. But if you're playing it on leverage, that's a different story. You'd be very panicking about what's happening here because you face liquidation. But yeah. Adam Up, he would definitely be the guy to talk to about the traditional market. But if you click on the plus button and add BTC, you can see it better. Okay. See, TradingView has changed a lot since the last time I used it, but I'm thinking, is it this compare? Yeah, here we go. Now, I'm going to use a price scale, a new price scale. Namely, so you can see the difference in percentage change. Or is it the other way around? Maybe it's percentage scale. Let me figure it out. 1 second. Same percentage scale. Wow, okay. It's amazing to see that whenever there's weakness in the traditional markets, it's interesting to see how Bitcoin reacts to that. Yeah, I think if we go price scale, it might help. Let me get older information as well. So a chart that has more data. So BTC, USD. If we get the Bitstamp, I think Bitstamp has a pretty good history. Yeah, get a lot more action if I turn logarithmic on. Maybe if you go back to the weekly chart. So when there's turbulence in the S&P, like here, on this downturn, crypto has seen a similar drop. Bitcoin has. This turbulent time as well was another drop here. Similar kind of appreciation of asset. The COVID dip, very dramatic. Huge downturn. but damn, did it spring, and it bounced very similar to the S&P. Like you had huge growth on the S&P and then also huge growth on Bitcoin. However, as the S&P continued to climb, let me get rid of all these arrows. Bitcoin saw a huge decline here, and I think potentially a lot of that money was profit taking and then put into perhaps the traditional stocks to drive it that much higher to that level up here. But yeah, the decline is not far off. Like, this it got pretty toppy. Bitcoin saw its all-time high first, and then a few weeks later you had the S&P all-time high early this year. So yeah, it's the correlation's pretty interesting to see. Like, whenever something dramatic happens in the stock market, you're gonna have some volatility play out in crypto as well. Yeah, it's amazing. There's a bit of I don't know. I'm just trying to see further like correlation here. I'm trying to find examples of where the S&P dipped and crypto grew against that. Okay, maybe through here. There was a bit of turbulence through here, whatever that was. There's a bit of a pullback in stocks, and a bit of increase in crypto. But just here, this high here coincides with this high here in Bitcoin. Similar dip and similar recovery. But yeah, I wouldn't say, I don't know. Some people say that that crypto was some kind of a hedge to the stock crashes, and that's not the case. There's been some people I've heard say that that crypto's been a hedge to inflation, which I would agree with. The volatility's still there, and it's still a factor, which is quite shaky and risky. But if you're there to hold it for the long term, like MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, yeah, I think it's a pretty exciting kind of prospect and bet backing crypto for the long term. I hope that is what you were referring to there, Dan. But yeah, I think further dipping on both is on the cards. And the really cool thing, Dan, is the amount of money is still out there. It's just in different places. It hasn't disappeared. Like it hasn't been destroyed. Like the value and the money. It's just it's riding out the storm somewhere else. It's been pulled out of crypto, pulled out of the stock market, and it's waiting for reinvestment and then future growth as well. So with that kind of behavior happening, or that kind of characteristic, then yeah, I think there's exciting times ahead. And that's the same for every cycle. Like every time we see a huge dip, whether it's stock or big or crypto, it lines you up for really good opportunities to buy for the next push up. And that's all we're seeing. So probably approaching midnight for you guys, or not quite. It's about 11:15 in the US there in New York. So, and I've been streaming for about an hour and a half, hour and a half. Probably gonna wrap it up shortly though. If anything exciting happens, like as always, I'll try to jump on and do a stream again. But at the moment for Bitcoin, if we go back to the hourly chart, it's the last, how many hours has this been chopping sideways for? The last 8 hours has been kind of squeezed in a very tight and boring box. There's not much range there, not much action. There's a pretty exciting dip from, up here down, coming down here. That was pretty exciting. That was exciting. But yeah, we really want to see if we're gonna go down below 20. Let's get there. Let's do it now. Like, why are we delaying the inevitable? Anyway, that's my thought on it. Maybe I'm just impatient. But it'd be nice to see some action. That's what he said. So we're probably going to wrap it up here, and we'll see where the rest of the daily candle takes us. I've noticed sometimes when I finish a stream, the exciting candles start to happen. So maybe if I get off the stream, it'll get the market moving. Anyway. Alright guys, well, thank you so much for tuning in again, and thanks Dan for the super chat once again. I appreciate that. Appreciate your support. And I'll catch you guys likely tomorrow. So, the next daily candle close, or this, like when this candle closes for the daily chart, which is 20 hours and 40 minutes away. I'll see you then. All right. Good luck, everyone, if you're trading, and have fun doing some research. Get some sleep if you're in the US. It's nighttime there. And I'll see you next time. All right. Thank you. Peace out.